Today is nearly the end of the first quarter. I'm not sure what week it is, it'll say it in the title. But here we can see that I've had a good week, man. No more than 3 trades per day. I've decided to show my actual journal. So this is all just great. We can see plus 12% overall for the week and plus 5.25 R. So that risk to reward is positive and the percentage is double the risk to reward, which is, I don't know, that's something I'll need to just keep analyzing, like what the fuck even that difference would mean. However, we're in positives, so that's good. We can see it started off pretty difficult. So we didn't have a higher time frame screenshot, so that's like a red flag. Medium time frame you can see as hella bearish, and we were trying to buy into that. Stupid. And in the lower time frame you can see that we were just like being erratic and just trying to go against heavy bearish momentum. So that heavy momentum within that order block, stupid. Yeah, stupid, man. And the key lessons: put stop loss at a valid position. It was not where I would have wanted to enter because of liquidity. I was being impatient. And look at the fractal market shift confluence for downtrend. With liquidity sweep zone mitigation, you can barely even see what I've even put on here. So yeah, that's where all the issues are. There was a fractal market shift below, and it was showing that there was downward reason to enter. And then following that, so the first one is at first thing in the morning, and then the second one, yeah, here we go. We didn't even have a good trade. Is looking at discount position, and yeah, you can see here, price literally was not in a good state from our first trade, and we decided to enter into a second trade to get the discount, the flow. And I think we just entered. We closed manually, both of them, and that was lucky, really. So yeah, rocky start to the week. We literally started the week with a larger stop loss than we would have wanted, and that's when the week sort of turned. I don't know what it was, man. But going into Tuesday, we were just a bit more patient, a bit better with our stop loss. So even though it was a losing day, we had better risk management, which is so important. That's what we are, risk managers. So you can see here, I tried to enter against this trend. Some terrible little scalping retracement, indecision doji, but it's a downtrend currently, so it's just such high risk. So we can see I exited manually because I didn't like the bearish pressure. I mean, look at that, bro. That's silly. Alright, so Wednesday, this is when we got our first win of like so long, bro, so long. Okay, so look at this, higher time frame. Yeah, so this is crazy because we could have held this trade all the way up to the top, man. So yeah, this was when originally our sell went all the way down to this order block. And then price has been moving upwards, and then we got a nice order block entrance where it just swept a little below and then continued up, and we were expecting price to continue going down, but price actually went way up higher to test these highs, and this is how it reacted. And price just continued upwards, and as you can see in the continuing trades, yeah, we tried to go down, but obviously the 1 hour was hella bullish. We had 15 minutes left and it was just showing just straight bull. 15 minutes, that was crazy, like literally a crazy entry against no real confirmation. Be more patient for confluence as a key lesson. Don't gamble with points of interest with no clear confirmation. So yeah, we got the wrong bias, so then we stayed with the same bias, trying to go back down after we saw some sort of 1 hour selling pressure above what we perceived as liquidity being swept from this like supply order block that showed some bearish pressure, but the overall trend was up and our bias was incorrect. See here, I entered on 15-minute selling pressure with no clear 1 hour reasoning. I want to get out at a better opportunity when price is looking so threatening. 30 minutes before news. So here we wanted to exit 15 minutes before news. However, before news, price already hit our stop loss. So when it was looking so dangerous, 13 minutes before, we should have gotten out, as opposed to just waiting for some sort of mechanical 15-minute beforehand. We want to be more discretionary. Going into Thursday, we had this trade where we went with the trend, but it just swept a little bit of liquidity. And what my friend trader said was that he trades with equilibriums, and what he was saying is that it's gone below an equilibrium, and so it's definitely not like looking to go up, like it's actually looking to go down. So I entered at this point expecting to go up, and yeah, he was like, no, it's gone down to the equilibrium, retested and then gone back down to the equilibrium, and he said it's like literally impossible for price to just suddenly go up after rejecting twice. Yeah, 15-minute close bearish, and so I just exited. I think it just went up a little bit and then just went bearish afterwards, or showed a bearish candle, and I was like, this is not good. And then we waited patiently, so that was at 7:30, and then an hour later we decided to get into this trade. We decided to sell down, so we saw this lower time frame sort of slowing of momentum, but price even went up higher. So if I show where I put the stop loss, I put the stop loss at 158.975, and you see it really showed that wick before any real confluence. Like that wick was the confluence, but I got in before that. And just to see it go down, I was like, oh my gosh, that 1 hour selling pressure was dangerous, man. Came back up, tested the liquidity sweep zone where we should have entered, but we weren't too sure. But that selling pressure was good confluence, and then aiming for this order block, and yeah, it hit. Good reason to move SL. I moved it higher, so it was actually closer, and I moved it higher, and it didn't get stopped out. Well held. Yeah, good stuff, man. Yeah, I can't tell you how good it is to sort of grow some bulls as opposed to being like scared and stuff. Like, it's taken a long time to get to this point, but yes, it's good, man. It's good. What I find most important for me is to really ask, how convinced am I in this trade that I'm about to enter? And if it's above 50%, if it's like 55% conviction, then I get into it. But what I've found is what stops me from getting in these trades is when I'm like, that's like 30% conviction. And then I'm like, no, I won't do that. This next trade, which was very good, and I'll show you the 30% conviction on this, why it went from 30% to 55% and got me into this trade, even though I didn't get the take profit right and it went back to break even. So that could have been good money, but still, like, like the lesson is there for a reason, and break even is like way better than the fucking past 2 months that we've had. So yes, going after this one, we saw that it went into the order block, and we saw on a lower time frame that there was bullish momentum. We were a bit too aggressive, but we did have strategical reason with the trends to be going against it. So yeah, we got in. That was at 11:44, so it wasn't. We were basically hoping for this 1 hour to go up, and also we saw this inducement get laid right here, so we were like quite aggressive when it got into this order block. I mean, look at that bullish reason to enter. Like, you would think that, yeah, price went up to 159.662, went literally perfectly, because we were looking at a resistance here. So that was the resistance we were looking at. Really perfect. It literally went right up to there, but we went a little bit lower, and it actually helped so much better because it saved my ego. But if I hit that perfectly, I'd been like, whoa, I'm God. I'm God. And then the next trade the next day didn't work out, and yeah, I was bummed, bro. I was bummed. I I tried to actually do this trade review after that trade, and I was so bummed and I was so disappointed with how I felt that like it wasn't even worth making, bro. Yeah, I stopped myself after like 3 minutes. I was like, "Ugh, this is not right." 4 hours still had plenty of time to show. 1 hour was showing that bullish. We can see the entry confidence for this pro trend on the external and that order block, and then that inducement there as well. I mean, we're just talking about it now. No key lessons other than it was good really. And we can see it here, man. Yeah, so it would have hit 662, but I went to 159.59, and that was perfect. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? And we saw this just before we went to sleep, and we were like, "No, it's not ready to go down." And whilst we were asleep, it hit take profit. So fuck yeah, mate. I have to admit, the dreams I was having before this hit take profit, I was just like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So yeah, I was happy to see that the next morning. And then this one, okay, this final one on Friday, this one hurt. Yeah, it did hurt. So when I entered it, I was waiting. So we can see here on the lower time frame, I was waiting to enter. I wanted to enter here, but to me, that was like a 33. That was like a 30% conviction. I was like, nah, doesn't look ready. We see this liquidity sweep zone. That's the 1 hour I had it drawn out. And I was like, nah. I don't want to enter yet down here. And then when it entered up into this sweep zone, I was like, fuck, mate. I saw it go down a bit. I saw it come up again. I was like, fuck, let me just get in. I thought I'd missed the opportunity, and then it came back up and I got back in. So yeah, that's lucky in some ways that it came back up. But what you'll see, okay, so this is my take profit, man. The 1 hour showed bullish breaker structure with that sweep of liquidity down here. And I was still aiming to sweep more liquidity. But I should have been aiming for this like support where these two fucking wicks are, man. Or at least down the body, or at least like in the fucking sweep zone. So yeah, when it got into there, I was like, okay, we've got 50% conviction. And then it just danced around there for so long, bruv. It really did. All the way down to that support zone. And then just showed that bullish reaction. And obviously because it already swept liquidity before, but it went straight to the edge of that support area. So the key lessons of that was be attentive to the first point of interest. They really just focus on trading. Don't be doing anything else. But instead we got 0%, just moved it back to break even, the stop loss, and yeah, we just had nothing more to really to do other than just accept that it had been a good week and to get ready for this next new week to just be on point. 5.25 risk to reward and plus 12% for the week, so that's good, really good. We just need to be consistent and keep that going. Moving into this new week, I don't see any opportunity on Monday. I'm just going to take it slow and just wait for like really clear confluence, and like I say, that psychological at least 50% conviction to get into a trade. Keep the skill set with us and just stay focused and ready for every trading week, and just rinse and repeat, man. Big ups, and keep being a fucking G, boys. Come on, and girls. Let's go.